Good morning, guys. Away from Revolution here with the one and only Thierry Stern of Patek Philippe. How are you, sir?
Very well.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Very handsome in your gray suit. First thing I'd like to do is I would like to present you an award. And this is for the Calatrava 6119, which was a magnificent watch.
Thank you very much.
Sir?
Well, it's a pleasure. We're very proud. You know, it's always a challenge to create a new watch, and especially the Calatrava, you know, because I grew up with the 3919, and the challenge to make it, again, I would say alive and a little bit more energetic was a little challenge. But I'm very happy it worked with a beautiful manual movement. So thank you for this reward. We appreciate it, and we're very proud about it.
Absolutely. Well, my pleasure, sir. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
So, Terry, maybe we can go from one watch with your magnificent Clou de Paris to two watches with your magnificent Clou de Paris. So we have the 5226 and the 5326. And when I saw these watches, I was like, wow, they're so cool.
That's exactly what I thought also.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, because it's like, it's so Patek, but it's like, they're just so vibrant and modern and relevant while retaining all of these amazing, or actually utilizing all these amazing Patek codes, like the Clou de Paris, like the syringe hands, like the beautiful K-shape, which I love, which reminds me a bit of the 3448, you know? So tell us a little bit about this, and also, if you don't mind, about this extraordinary texture for the dial, which I've never seen before.
No, well, you know, at the beginning, I had been always in love with the Clou de Paris, but to say the truth, yeah, if you look at the 3919, I mean, it's a beautiful watch, but to wear it today is a little bit too small, and I thought we have to evolve also with it. So when we started really to work on all those Calatrava again, for me it was really like coming back in the past and working, you know, with my grandfather and my dad. And I tried really to imagine what would they like to have today. And I was talking with my sons also, and I said, listen, look at this watch. I showed them first the 3919, then I showed them the 51 also 19. And I look at them and they say, what should we improve? And they were looking at it and they say, well, maybe we should do something a bit more up to date. They talked about the dial actually. And I say, what do you expect from the dial? And they say, well, we don't know that, but something better. And I say, okay, something better. That's what we always try to do, but it doesn't help me much. And
it's a very generalist comment, yes, something better, okay.
But they were also coming with the idea of the Clou de Paris on the side at one point. I told them, they say, well, we should try to do something like that. And that was the first, I would say, maybe idea to design this watch. Of course, I knew about the movement already, and this is very important. As you know, for Patek Philippe, I mean, we have also this tradition of really creating new movement all the time. I think you also had a presentation with Mr. Barra about the movement, so I'm not going to elaborate too much about the movement, but what I can say is that if you give me a movement who is fit enough, I can create a beautiful watch. This is why at Patek Philippe we are very tough really on the, I would say, the size of the movement, the thickness. And when we talked with Philippe, you know, I'm always teasing him saying, make it thinner, make it thinner.
Oh, fantastic.
And it has to work, of course. So he came out with a beautiful movement, and that's where I could really realize that I could do a fantastic watch. So first idea was the Clou de Paris. Then I thought, okay, the dial, and I look at the camera. Sometimes it's just a matter of luck, or maybe not a luck, but it's a matter of looking around. And I was at a friend's place, and he's collecting camera. And I was holding one of them, and that's where I saw this material, you know, and I say, wow, I like that, you know, it's black, but it's still alive, and then I say, maybe I should try to make a dial out of it.
Right.
And we tried. The first shot wasn't good enough, and we tried again until we found exactly this color and this type of, I would say, finishing.
Yes.
The harder spot then was to say, okay, what kind of color should we add also for the indexes?
Precisely, because it's very unusual to have.
It's unusual. We are not the first one. I'm sure it already exists, those type of color. But to mix them like that, it's just a matter of dreaming about it. And we tried one or two different color, and then I said, let's try really this beige color. And when I look at the first result, I say, yeah, we got it. And that's where I started really to finalize my design. So I finalized the dial, the hands also. They have to be readable. You know, for me, it's very important that when you have a Patek in your hand, you are able to watch directly the time.
Right.
Most of the watches today, I like them. I mean, of course, when you're in the watch business, you like every watches. But there's one thing I see too often, it's not easy to read the time.
Most of them are illegible,
And
yes, exactly.
I can understand, it's nice also to have something with plenty of, I would say, components and plenty of things on the dial. But at Patek, we need to be readable. It was always like this, and I hope it will always stay like that.
Right.
So this one, I think, is quite readable because the color of the dial is black, the hands are like beige. I didn't want to add too many gimmicks on it.
Right.
And in less than a second, you can read the time. After thinking again about the cases, I say, okay, how should we finish it? And that's where also we decided that the Clou de Paris should go all around. It's not an easy thing to do. The lugs are really shaped with the, how do you say, le fond, with the back. And that's something I think quite beautiful. Maybe you as a customer, you will not see the finishing behind those lugs.
Right.
But as a watchmaker, the one who will open the watch to fix it, that's where also he will realize the quality of Patek Philippe, the finishing.
Right.
As I always say, and I'm known for that at Patek Philippe, there was an ad a long time ago for a battery where you had many little rabbits walking on a battery.
Energizer.
Exactly, and they stopped, and one was continuing.
Right.
And I always say, this has to be Patek Philippe.
I love that.
It's a clear message, it's simple, but that's exactly what we should do. If you're satisfied, it's not enough.
You're absolutely
Find
right.
something better. And I think that today, the result is quite beautiful. The target was also for me to find different color of strap. I think that strap today are evolving. It's maybe what I can see evolving the most,
Yes.
We are using now steel crocodile, alligator, but also calf. And with calf, you can also have different design. And I think that the idea to mix two colors was also quite smart. We have this beautiful beige one. It's very, very, for me, trendy. It's beautiful, but it's also fragile. And when I saw that, I said, listen, I love it, but it's not enough. I tried the black one. I saw also that it gave a lot of power to the watch. It's also easier and a little bit stronger. We have to be realistic, because it's black. So I decided really to sell both of them together.
That's fantastic.
And the client can choose. Maybe for summer you can have the beige. For the rest of the year you can have the black one. It's up to you. As a client, you have to dream about your color. I made the watch. You can make the rest. That means choosing the color of the straps. It is something today that needs to be open, because when I started, my dad never allowed me to change the color of the strap. Of course, it was a different, different years. Now, I think it's very nice. I see many beautiful colors, and that's why I'm starting also to evolve in the straps. And the results, look, it's quite nice. So, two different watches in terms of movement, same design, some slightly different details. If you look at the date, on the simple one, the date will be, for example, in black. On this one, it's going to be in white. But all of that, you have to really to look at it and to try. It's not something easy to do. Many times people are asking me, it's quite simple, you are doing this in a week. I say, no, it doesn't take a week, It's a little bit, but I don't like to say that, but it reminds me Picasso, when someone told him, but you just made a circle and it took you like a second. So he said, no, it's a second plus 40 years.
Yes.
It's exactly the same for Patek. It's not easy to realize a Patek. It took me 30 years really to understand the product, to be able to evolve and to see how I can develop it with the know-how. Know-how doesn't come just like this.
Right.
So today I'm happy because I know how to do it. I'm also happy because I'm trying to train also the next generation. So it's maybe one of the first watch where you have a collaboration between myself and my sons.
Oh, really?
We had a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's funny because you say that, because when I look at it, I almost thought I want to ask you, were your sons involved in this?
Yes, they are now, and actually they're here. They're now touring every watch as I asked them really to go around to understand the product. I told them there are so many beautiful things you have really now to see, not only Patek, but many other brands here. And it's nice to collaborate like this. So this watch is for a younger generation, but also an older one. I think everybody can wear it. And it's a very simple watch also to use. The travel time annual calendar, I think the work that our R&D department did is really good. They did something easy, they did something thin enough, never enough for me, but it's okay, thin enough, And it's smart. They have 8 patents on it, and they can be proud about it, really.
Amazing.
So for me, I think it will be really maybe the major watch of the fair. I mean, I can see that with our customer, they are all looking at it. Which one are you going to choose? It's not easy. Annual calendar or automatic simple movement. I think both of them can do it.
Totally agree. You know, something you brought up, which is about legibility, is a very interesting subject to me. And I remember you once told me, you know, the irony is when you can finally afford a perpetual calendar chronograph is the time when you can't read it so well anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know even when you were developing the 5970, it was very important for you to have really great legibility. And then that was also the reason for the 5270, enlargement of the space between the subdials. You know, I have to commend you on the green dial 5270 because, first of all, it's so crazily beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
And second of all, it's so easy to read, and I love the purity of it, even without the tachymeter and with the white print. You know, tell me a little bit about this.
No, that was the target, to make it more readable, and I really wanted to find a beautiful color, and the green was always there. You know, we could see already that green was a very strong color.
Right.
But it's not easy because when you say green, that's fine, but which type of green?
Right.
And this is the most difficult part. We tried many different type of prototype in terms of dials, and when we came to the lacquer one, I saw the deepness of the green, and I said, this is really what I like, but I needed to add something, and the first one was only green. And I said, it's beautiful, but something is missing, and that's where we came also with, you know, the black surrounding a little bit, and this really makes it, I think, amazing because it's powerful, it's deep when you look at it, and as you say, it's very easy to read again the time. It is, I think, the first time that we have a watch with a green dial like that. I don't think it will be the last one because really, as you said, I mean, you like it, and many people like it too, so it's a very good color for me. Is the green going to be the main color? I don't know, because I think it's up to the client to tell me that. But I really tried to do something who could match the platinum case, who is very classical and still strong also. And I hope it's going to be a success, but if you like it, it's already half of the way done.
You're very kind, Thierry. Thank you so much. It's absolutely ravishing. And I've been hallucinating about this watch while I lie down at night time in my new apartment in Rue de Grange.
Yeah, you are, exactly.
Exactly. So last question is a two-part question, if you don't mind. So one of the watches that we don't see, of course, during this fair is the successor to the 5711. So is that something that's in the works? And may we ask also about the very last of those watches that came out last year, which was the Tiffany Blue Dial version, which was the watch that, I mean, they say a lot of times using the word break the internet, but that one really broke the internet. You know? Can I ask you, you know, was that kind of a gift to the relationship between you and Tiffany's?
No, of course, the idea, as I say, well, first, I always said 5711 will end up in 2021. So it was not the green dial, because many people thought, he's playing a game, you know, he's adding another color after the green one. No, I said 5711, 2021, finished. And that's what I did.
Right.
And the idea, to be frank, first for Tiffany was, you know, we have been working with them since so long. We grew up together, you know, so my family and Tiffany, it's a very close relationship. And we had 170th anniversary of Tiffany coming, and then, well, we knew, you know, LVMH was interested in Tiffany. We talked with them. They were first asking us, and it's totally normal, are you going to stay with Tiffany? We say, of course, we're going to stay. You know, LVMH is a brand, I mean, it's a group who is very, very strong, so there was no reason why I should go away. I mean, Tiffany is it's part of my family. So we decided, of course, to stay, and then I thought we should do something.
Wow.
You know, the mix between 170 years old and taking really the risk to spend about 16 billion to buy a company like Tiffany. This is not something I have seen. I have seen many things during my life, but this never.
Right.
So for me, it was quite logical to find something to celebrate. And it was quite fast in my mind when I said, well, if we need to do something very strong, logically it should be a 5711, the last series with the Tiffany color.
Yes.
I knew directly the day I had the idea, I said it's going to be amazing, but it's going to be crazy. And I remember we had a meeting, you know, with Tiffany, and we were talking through Zoom at the time, and I said, gentlemen, bon, I have a bomb for you. I prepare really a bomb for you. It's going to be amazing. And I said, please sit, let me show you. And I showed them the drawing,
right.
and they were quite amazed, you know, they were very excited. But I also tell them, gentlemen, you are really in trouble now. Get ready to have the whole world asking, you know, to have this piece. And the idea was to sell it only to the American market, because
right.
Tiffany is in America. So I really warned them. I said, please be careful to who you're going to allocate them. It's going to be tough. They said, well, we are used to it. And it's true, they're professional. But I think they didn't realize it,
yes.
The demand. So it was really difficult. Still today, it's very difficult. But I think it's a nice reward for Tiffany and now LVMH having it's of course they are competitors compared to Patek, but they're also, I mean, a good group. I mean, competition is good. I don't mind it. And when you have somebody like LVMH buying, okay, Tiffany, what can I say? You know, they did it. I mean, I should have done it if I'm complaining. But no, I said, great, let's continue. And now I think that the whole world knows that Tiffany and Patek are still working together.
Clearly.
And that's won by LVMH. I'm sure they will do a very good job. I have no fear about that. So let's see to who they're going to allocate the last one. You know, I always tell them, I say, my God, the day you will have the last one, I wish you good luck, because they must have 1,000 names, of course.
But maybe a million.
But it was a nice watch, and the little, I would say, engraving in the back, that was also something quite funny. You know, at the end, I thought about it, and I say, oh, we should have like an Easter egg hidden, you know, in the engraving.
It's a brilliant Easter egg.
That was a funny one,
yes.
because you know what? I have two people who are very, very jealous about that. I mean, really, wow, and I was happy. Those are my sons, because they said, Dad, you need an Easter egg before us. You're an old guy and you can do an Easter egg. I said, well, you know, I didn't planify that you're going to call it like this.
Yes.
But I think it was a nice little things to do. So
yes.
And now, of course, it's over for me, and we will continue the relationship with pleasure.
Yes.
Now, talking about the next Nautilus, of course, there will be new animation. But I think people also have to understand that it's not only about Nautilus, Patek Philippe. You know, this is quite new, actually. I had never understood where and how this Nautilus is so famous. I don't know. And this is something really very mysterious. But on one side, I'm very happy. But on the other one, I don't want to be monoproduct. So this is also why I stopped the 5711, because we fabricated enough, and I have to preserve the value of the watches, all of them, for my customer. And one of the points to do that is to stop the production. And I think secondly, it's also part of the collection. We have 14 pieces. So 14 Nautilus in the collection. I just stopped one. It's not about Nautilus, it's just about one reference. And there is something else coming, definitively, but not now. You know, I really wanted also to show to the retailers, to the final client, to you, that, hey, Patek, it's also about that. You know, we don't only have a sports watch, we have a whole collection, we have this beautiful tradition also, but I may always mix it with innovation. And this is really the key of the success of Patek Philippe. We are evolving, but still you have to keep your DNA. It's very important, you know. Creation is a fantastic job. I mean, for all the people working in the watch industry or in the jewelry industry, this is so amazing to be able to design, to find new idea. So never stop, you know, and when people tell you everything has been done, never trust them. It's just your creativity who has to go on, you know, and that's what I like. That's what I'm teaching also to my sons today. Just open your eyes, listen to the customer, and just dream about something new. And look, the result is still there. After so many years, Patek Philippe is still creating new idea, new design, and it's not over. For example, today I'm working on 2024. 2023 is done, and it's quite strong. So it's really something who never stop. It's a matter of passion, of knowledge also, and this is maybe a message also for all the designer, all the people taking care about the, I would say, new idea in the watch industry. They need to go into production. They need to understand how far they can go in terms of fabricating something. People, they don't realize that today. It's not only about figures. It's not about how much will it cost to make a dial. It's which dial can I do? how far can I go?
Yes.
This is really Patek Philippe. So again, this little rabbit with this battery, that's us. And I will never forget that, and I hope also that my son will never forget it.
Terry, that's one of the best interviews I've ever had. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much.